Welcome back, everyone. One of my first memories moving to Glens Falls was someone said, "Are you aware of Larac?" And I was like, "Larac? What's Larac? Restaurant?" I said, "No, it's kind of an artist collective, a gallery, a place to showcase art throughout all of the Adirondack, southern Adirondack region." And I got to know the people there over the years. And every year they just do remarkable shows. I think they do like 6 or 7 shows a year. And joining me today is the curator for Larac. This is somebody I've talked to. I think this might be our 7th or 8th interview, by the way, my friend. This is Phil Casabona, who is a gallery curator and also the festival director. So Phil, the reason I asked you to join us is I wanted to try to, well, I guess maybe pick up the pieces after this sort of tumultuous year that we've both that all of us have been involved in terms of the pandemic, and just check in. I noticed that there are a couple of shows that you have put together that are coming up. I want to check in about the annual festival and just give our viewers a sense and a reminder of Larac does and the fact that it's right here in our community. I want to start with the email that I got from you about a show called Colors, which I think opened recently and will be running all the way through into mid-May, correct?
Yes, it is. It opened on the 9th. One thing Larac we tried to do all last year with virtual shows amidst this pandemic, and certainly this year trying to bring live art back to the community, which we've been able to do with our first show in January. And currently we have a show called Colors that's up with 3 artists that opened on the 9th, and it runs until the 12th. And it's a beautiful show.
Since you are the curator, it's your responsibility. I always notice, and this is not the first time I've noticed this, but you like to mix the mediums. You'll have a sculptor together with a weaver or someone in textiles or someone who does pastels and whatever. Tell us about the 3 artists you selected for Colors, and then give us a sense of what's your approach when you decide, hey, I think I'd like to do a show on color.
So for me, I have the pleasure of using this space 7 times a year, which Larac, we have it's a big space. And what I love to do is we do send out a call for artists. So anybody, not just in Saratoga or Glens Falls or their surrounding, anybody who can apply to be in our gallery. And I either go off our applications or, like this show, I invited all 3 of these artists. We usually do 2 to 3 artists. And the way I like to do it is I find an artist that I just love, that I need to show, I need the community to see. And then I find other artists that will work well with that artist. And I usually let the work kind of tell me if it goes together. So it's more of a feeling. And this show is very bright, which is what we need right now in this time and this going into the spring. So the title is actually a song from this band called Group Love, and I just thought it fit perfect with the artists. And this year, this show, we have a pastel artist, an artist doing printmaking, and then a sculpture artist doing raku work.
Right. I really encourage our viewers. You'll see the email address on the bottom of the screen. I was familiar with 2 of the 3 artists, I'm glad to say, but I went to find out more about what their work looks like. You should see this work. I have a particular affection for what Kathy does and what Bruce does. But it's really, you're right. It was funny when you were describing how you select the artist, you started smiling, you lit up. I can tell that you're very personally involved in the selection. And that's wonderful because you have to think about a theme and you have to think about the artists that you think best contribute to that theme and how those artists look, and are displayed kind of in the same environment, kind of in the same space. It's not easy.
Exactly. It's fun. It's fun for me to give, I want the artists to be represented well. I want our space to be represented well. And I want the community to continue to come, 7 times a year. I want them to come to our space and be wowed. And it's a challenge, but it's one of my most favorite parts of the job.
I want to talk a bit about the next show coming up, and then I want to talk about the festival. The next show is a membership show. Now, this is something you do every year.
Yeah, yes, annually.
All of the art, if I understand it correctly, all of the artists that are part of the membership of LARAC can contribute one piece. Is that correct? One or
Correct.
two pieces? Oh,
One
that
piece, yes.
yeah, that's quite a show because that's a breadth of work.
It is on average. Not every member applies, but on average, we hang about 120 pieces of work in our show, and it's beautiful to give our members who are supporting us yearly an opportunity to show in our space. And it's just fun for me and fun for the rest of the staff to watch these artists evolve every year and bring us, something they're proud of that they've been working on. And it's just a great show, and we encourage any artist who's in the area who wants to become a member, or even if you're not an artist and you don't call yourself an artist, but you dabble and you want to become a member and support us, we encourage you to bring some work in as well. It's open to any medium and any work.
I've been at the opening of the membership show a couple of times, and what you just said something that really struck me. It's true with any artist that it's wonderful to see their work progress over time. That just like anything, you have to master your craft, and that takes practice, practice, practice. And I've had that experience myself, Phil, of just watching work evolve over the years. And I noticed that at the membership show. But the other thing I noticed, of course, is the camaraderie between all the artists. And that's a whole experience unto itself,
It absolutely is. It's these artists, they know each other, and to see each other in a space and see their work hanging next to an artist that they know or might admire is always fun. And I think this year more than ever, we really we need this. The community needs this. And we're really happy to have that happening next month. It actually is going to open here it opens on May 28th.
Yeah, great.
Which is great.
Good. Oh, that's fine. It really chases the colors
Exactly,
exhibition.
yes.
The big dog is, of course, the festival, right? And when I was telling that story at the beginning of the interview, when people asked me if I knew what LARAC was, it was the festival. That was my first experience. And I remember walking it and thinking to myself, oh my God, this is insane. There was just so much to take in. A wonderful activity. Obviously, couldn't do it last year.
Right.
But you are going to, plans as of now are to do it in August, correct?
Yeah, so it's a wonderful tradition that I'm very lucky to be a part of at the level that I am. And you're in a boat with a lot of people who, when they think of LARAC, or their first memories is the festival. For a long time, that's what we had. We didn't have a physical space. And this year's our 50th one. We didn't have a physical show last year, but we did a virtual festival. But this is our 50th annual festival. We really, really are striving to make it happen. The city of Glens Falls wants it to happen. We're kind of at the mercy of this pandemic and the state and what regulations may be. But we pushed it back to August 14th and 15th in the hope that the vaccine rolls out a little more and more people get vaccinated and are feeling safe, and we can put on a safe, wonderful rendition of our usual June festival.
And by the way, moving it from, I think it was June, right, into August?
Yes, usually in June.
Well, maybe the rain won't be as much of a consideration as it has been some years, as we both know, in June for some reason. You knew it was going to rain if it was the festival weekend,
Yes. And what's amazing is the community, they come out no matter what.
They don't care.
The rain doesn't seem to deter anybody. People email me and they call. They've been doing it since January, asking if this year is going to happen, And I want everybody to know that we are doing everything we can, because it's a big fundraiser for LARAC, but it's also makes us happy. I mean, to bring this to the community every year, to support the artists every year, it's kind of a blessing, and we really want to make it happen.
I've got it. Oh, we've got our fingers crossed on that. And make sure you check back with us prior to that so we can remind our viewers about that
absolutely.
Weekend. That's a big deal, that weekend. And it is a major fundraiser for LARAC. I've got one last question for you. Is the gallery open?
Yes. So we are doing our best in this time period to stay open 6 days a week. which we've been able to do since January. A little tricky with our, with what's going on, but we are open Monday through Saturdays, 10 to 3, and Thursdays 10 to 6.
Mm-hmm. I really encourage, you've got a little time on your hands, you may be stopping in at Spot Coffee or something. Just down the alleyway, right behind the police station, is Larac. Beautiful little building. As a matter of fact, Phil, I remember when you were taking that space over to create the gallery. But the other thing is that we all have Mother's Day, we all have birthdays, we all have anniversaries, and when you're sitting there thinking about what am I going to do, go to the Larac Gallery. You'll be in there 5 minutes and you'll find a perfect gift that's personal and something that you'd want to share with people that you care about. It's happened, Phil, it happens to me every time, I'm telling you.
And that's, you hit it on the head. I mean, to have that gallery and have a show up all year round, and then have our little shop where you can find something where we support artists. I appreciate you saying that. And when you do come in, I always see you finding something. And it's nice because you're, like you said, it's a personal gift, one of a kind, and you're also supporting this community, the artists here. That money stays here in our area. So you're doing Larac a favor, you're doing the artist a favor, and you're doing your friend or whoever you're buying that gift for a favor.
That's true. Even if you want the gift for yourself, I have a feeling.
Exactly.
As this ring will attest. So you find an excuse to buy yourself something, Philip, right? All right.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you so much for taking the time. It was great to connect with you again and see you virtually instead of in person. But please keep us posted on things. And again, to our viewers, LARAC, L-A-R-A-C. It's an acronym, and I mess it up every time I try to do it, but I know it's Lower Adirondack Regional
Arts Council.
Arts Council. Great. Thank you, Phil. And
hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good. And we'll check in with you soon. Thank you.